Hello, lovelies, and welcome to another Friday Channeling Erik for our Guardian Angel Guidance and live readings. It's May 13th, 2022, and I am Con Knight, an intuitive empath, and I'm doing these Friday practices in order for me to open up my intuitive gifts in healing my body of degenerative disc disease and MS. And one of the processes is becoming more quiet, more intuitive, more inward, and feeling the body. And it's the reason why I do this, and I thank you that. So ask any questions you may have for any channeled guidance that's going to be coming through. That's the game today. So there is no question. So ask any questions you may have. This is all good. And Erik is here. Archangel Michael is here. I've got lots of the team I've called in to align myself with. So we're all set, guys. So how's everybody doing? Glad to see everyone here. Hello, Mahi. Hi, Robinette. Happy Friday, everybody. That's right. Hi, Dee. Great to have you. So good to have everyone here. All right, Dee, I'm just going to add a few people to the list. Hello, Grace. And let's just start tagging people here bit by bit. Hello, lovely Angela. Congratulations on winning the Patreon 2-hour read. I'm really happy about that. I wanted to read for you anyways, or do an emotional release. So I'm excited about that. Okay, Dee, I've got you as well. Lovely Angela, added you. Amy, got you. Robinette. Got it. Okay. BG, Samruddhi. Hello, lovelies. So great to have you. Thanks, Dee. Yeah, don't forget to share and like. Archangel Raphael, got it. Jim. Hey, Mishi. Great to see you. Hi, Kay. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming out. So the ascension or the energy that's coming through right now is quite ridiculous for most people to handle. But as long as you're constantly in that state of allowing, meditating, opening yourself up, keeping your body as high vibe as possible, you're not really going to see those symptoms. You're a lot of people that are around me, they're just having symptom after symptom after symptom. And I'm not feeling a lot. I'm feeling it, but I'm not allowing my body to get freaked out about it. I'm moving it into a state of allowance as soon as I feel that energy. And I constantly put it into a state of love and meditating every day and grounding all the time. Especially now that summer is here in Canada, we get to be outside, and I'm pretty much barefoot all the time, anytime I step outside. And that's pretty much every night I'm out there. And during the day, I'm on a grounding mat. So right now I'm on a grounding mat. So grounding all the time, meditating, clean water, freshly squeezed juices and fruit, like lots of fruit with me all the time, and just high vibe in it. So I hope you guys are doing the same and getting yourselves high vibe too. Anyways, let's get into some of these channeled messages and get some guidance happening from Erik and the team. So I'm going to go to the top here and start with the lovely Mahi. And everything's going to be timestamped. I'm going to put it into the description afterwards, although I appreciate people kind of sticking around and joining in. Okay, so great. So Mahi says, hi, Con. Earlier told me that angels may talk to me through numbers. And yes, there are some numbers I'm watching, 111, 444, 7769. Could you help me get a clear message? Okay, who wants to comment on that? Oh, I feel roomy coming through. Okay, so how do you want to comment on that? The messages are just a tool. It's really something that we can easily relate to you because you're familiar with numbers. You're familiar with these smaller numbers, especially 1 to 10, and seeing them in sequences. You're familiar with it. You see them all the time. The fact that we put them into patterns and place them into places that you might not see or put it into your path of view is really just to kind of help you awaken and see what you do not see. And subconsciously, you are making a connection to it that, oh, that looks familiar. I know the number 1. I know 111, 444. There's familiarity to it. So as we place these in front of your path, it creates a bit of a spark within your biological brain and mind in order to make that connection back to source, back to home, back to your heart-centered collective energy. And this is really something that we do to open you up. Okay, so can you give a more clear message on this? And they're kind of saying the message cannot be clear. But it's not so much what you see, the numbers you see, the meaning behind it. It's more so that there are messages coming for you and to let go of your questioning, your thoughts. So when your brain starts thinking, you see these numbers and it starts rattling, what does that number mean? I've seen that number. What's my message? And you start asking that question. Well, you're also putting the question out there, what's my message? But then you need to remove yourself and step out of the way in order to receive the message. This is where the meditation comes in the practice of opening your mind up and allowing the message to come in. So just for the fact that you're seeing these numbers, many end it right there. They see that as the end and all, that they are seeing numbers and this is what they're supposed to see. It goes much farther beyond that. The numbers are really just a tap on the window. It's the ring of the doorbell, the knock on the door. This is something just to get your attention, to let go, to quiet your mind and allow the message to come through for you clear. And that is a practice. And this is where we start with numbers. There's no mistake to the information that you've been prepared with over the years, whether it's with angel cards, angel numbers, whether it's with certain healing practices that you call things like Reiki, any type of energy work. This is something to prepare you in order to where you are now for the Great Awakening and many to really come into their path. So when you see these numbers, this is a good thing that you're noticing them. And now that you're noticing them, let go. Allow the message to come through and allow the chatter of your mind and the questioning that happens, allow that to step aside for a few minutes and quiet it down in order to receive the messages. And this is your practice, dear one. You've begun a great journey and you're at the very beginning, in so to speak. But keep going. Keep going. Great message. Thank you. I like that. Why numbers? Very cool. I love that. Thanks for asking that question, Mahi. That is a beautiful question. Love it, love it. Smart. State of allowing it. Everything comes up. Ooh, Rumi. Yeah, right? Love Rumi. Rumi. Hi, Kerilyn. Hey, Sil. Oh, yeah, Silvana. Silvana, I'm going to add you so that we can get a message for your daughter. Okay, so I'm coming to Dipti now. So here's Dipti 809. And Dipti says, hello, Khan. I'd like to ask the name of my guardian angel. How do I feel the presence around me or recognize signs? Thank you. Okay, cool. Okay, Dipti's guardian angel. Would you step forward, please? Okay. I feel two. You have two of them. Who's the primary that works with her on a daily basis? I see it's female based. She's presenting herself as, it seems like the Indian culture, a little bit darker in skin. I'm feeling a little bit like south central of India. So not quite the deep south by the water, but more a little bit north, just south of central India. Mumbai, maybe, is the feeling. Okay. And how do you present yourself? What's the name do you like to be used? I need to write this. Okay, can you give me the first letter? I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, but I'm going to spell it. First letter. R. D. EUDR. Oh, okay. Oh, it's coming out as like Deirdre. Deirdre. Deirdre is the name that they go by. Deirdre. Deirdre. Okay, so it doesn't start with R, but it's Deirdre. Okay, Deirdre. And how does she notice the presence? I feel that you might feel a tingling on the back of your neck, particularly on the right-hand side, maybe just at your hairline. And it'll be like a little in behind your neck, at the nape of your neck, and you just feel like this little tickle, as if your hair is standing. She feels that is a lot of the times how they're getting your attention. It could also be the fan that's just above me that I feel that, but it feels like no. They're saying no. This is it. So it's like little tingles in the neck, the hair's there, little sparks. So you're going to feel like more of your hair standing up, particularly in your neck back area. Okay. And then what are the other signs? Any other signs? Can you make that clearer, please? I'm seeing like flowers and pennies by flowers, or like coins beside flowers, not necessarily pennies, but it looks like kind of pennies, but I don't know, something else. But coins, you see some coins by flowers. And then typically they put it by the flowers to remind you to smell the flowers, to take a break, to get out of your head. So you're going to see, you might see little signs towards things, and it's what they want you to pay attention to. So whether it's flowers, whether it's the song of a bird, just notice it and turn your attention there and notice the beauty that's in front of you. And when you notice the beauty or the smell or the scent or whatever it might be, in regardless of what you see, because it could even be like a busy city, like downtown, a lot of hustle and bustle, but there's still beauty within the activity. So when you hear that little spark, it's somebody to get your attention, just to kind of peek it. Now you're going to notice a difference between, let's say, cars honking and a noise that's not typical of that scenario. You might hear something. So turn your attention towards there and quiet your mind and notice the beauty that's within there. They really want you to quiet yourself and get into the present moment. For you, it's all about the present moment. It's not even about meditation or nutrition or things like that. I mean, it is a part of it. But right now, part of what they're trying to do is just kind of get your attention to pay attention to the present moment, because you're so much in your head and you're thinking about your family, yourself, your health conditions. You're thinking about everything else so much that you're not thinking about the present moment. And that's what they're just trying to get you to do right now, is to stop, take a minute, take a breath, and notice the beauty that's right there in front of you. And that is, in the present moment, everything is perfect. And that's your message, Dipti. Yeah, everything in the present moment is just perfect. So yeah, thanks for asking that. That was really good. Really good. I love that. Love that. Love that. All right. Hey, Annika, how did you? Hello, lovely Earth Angel. Yes, got you. Got you. Good morning, Franco. Got you. Hey, I've added you. Hello, Marlene. I've added you. Hello, Chaitu. My lovely sister. Yeah, got it. Okay. And Kerilyn, I've added you as well. Okay, I'm coming up to the top here. And I'm adding Grace S. 1430. And guys, let me know how my audio is today. I don't know. Just been noticing it's getting me a little bit warmer now. My computer's making a lot of noise, and I'm just trying to block it a little better. So let me know if the audio is okay, or if there's any buzzing or anything like that. Let me know. Trying to do that. Hey, Edith. Okay. So Grace says, "May I have a message from Kalima, please?" Oh, Kalima. I love Kalima. Kalima, would you come in, please? What does Grace need to hear right now? She's stomping her foot. I feel like just stomping her right foot down. And just stomp. And it is that feeling of putting your foot down, speaking your truth. But it's within reason. It's not that you're putting your foot down and being belligerent about it. It's putting your foot down in holding your truth that's within you, that of what you know that is true. It's like, put that foot down. And it almost seems that it's towards the chatter that's within your mind and taking control of it and letting it know what the truth is. That when the mind becomes active and chattery, that it starts going against what you believe and know. You're at the stage where you need to begin to tell the mind how to think. And as that chatter comes up, that might be negative or against where you're going, against what's in your heart, you're going to say, stop. That's not how we think. This is how we think. And then direct it to how to think, where to put your mind. It's now time to train your mind. You're at that stage, Grace. And this is just for Grace. You're at that stage to train your mind. And you're going to do it with, it's like a dog that's barking or that is becoming unruly or doing some sort of behavior that isn't right. You need to stop them doing it by getting their attention and saying, no, stop. And then you teach them the right behavior. Come, sit, stay. And you guide them. And you tell them how to behave. So this is what you need to do with your mindset now, is to stop it and then give it the right training. Yeah. Short and sweet from there. Yeah. Short and sweet. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me know the audio is good. Good. Okay, thank you. Hey, SN, great to see you, brother. I've added you. And thanks, Robinette. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to take a moment. If you guys can just do me a favor and like the video. If you like it. If you don't like it, don't do it. Don't do anything that doesn't resonate with you. But if you can, like it, share it. Help me get this out there for continued practice. That is good. And I'm in the process of revamping everything. That this is really just, these Fridays are really just for practice of developing the intuition, and the rest of the time it's going to be moving more towards Filth, and I'm just kind of working out the entire curriculum right now and the planning of that as they're giving it to me and just laying it out of what I need to do to teach people how to heal themselves and cure incurable diseases. So I know I'm the guinea pig. Let's see what happens. All right. I'm hopeful. I feel good. Okay. So coming to D, and D says, I need to do a lot of work, but I don't feel like doing it. How to bring balance between productivity and rest. I feel like I always do extreme. I want to do work, but don't want to feel burned in like I used to. Yeah, great question, D. Okay. Who's going to answer that question for D? Don't feel like doing it. How to bring balance between productivity. Well, much of what you're going through right now is the physical and energetic transformation that's coming down from the sun. And you are one of many that is feeling this way. You're not alone in this. So as these great energies and ascension energies are coming down of Gaia and the sun, it is shifting your molecular structure. So the masses are actually feeling this energy, and everyone is feeling run down and tired. Now, the real guidance that you can do is to guide your body with the proper nutrition, as this one said earlier, making sure you're getting fruits in there, avoiding the heavier foods, avoiding things like fried foods, keeping that to a minimum. It's the grease and the heaviness that slow you down. So the body needs to be free flowing and free movement right now. So keeping your nutritional value as high as possible, really staying plant-based as much as possible and raw as much as possible. Making sure that 51% of your meal plate is some sort of raw or healthy, and getting much more raw vegetables into your system, quieting your mind in meditation, allowing your body to rest. And this is what meditation also does. It allows the body and mind to rest while you align yourself to clearer messages. And there's the need for you right now, Dee. They're saying for you to do all these things together. Otherwise, it is the ascension. Okay, so what can she do outside of this ascension energy that's finding that balance and work? What they're saying is break it down into smaller chunks. So instead of doing these marathon study sessions, go in and do 20, 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. And in that 5 minutes, just use some sort of meditation, do something fun, do something different, but do shorter breaks or shorter study sessions. And this just to kind of give the body and brain and mind just to acclimate to the information that you're receiving, because it's coming in quite heavy for you right now. So you need to be kind to your body and allow these pieces to come in here. So she doesn't really feel motivated to do that. Actually get motivated to go study. How's she going to get her motivation? It feels like this is a process that you need to train the body and mind to get back into this habit. So set your alarm. So even when you're kind of resting, you need to set your alarm and say, okay, I'm going to have 10 more minutes of rest and just chill out and play a game or do whatever I am. And then set your alarm. And then when that alarm goes, have everything kind of ready that you can just kind of pop up, do a little bit of studying, be ready to bookmark it, and then set your alarm again for 20 minutes, even just for like 15, 20 minutes, and just do a little bit and do a little bit. So just start with a little bit and just keep studying bit by bit, but set your alarm and then have your break, and set your alarm and have your break. Even if you end up going later into your rest, consider adding the meditation in order to rest the mind and body. What you'll find is that you'll be able to stay awake a lot longer in order to do the studying. And that's what I'm feeling for you, Dee, that you need to begin this process. And it's not something that's instant. It's something you need to get into a process and train yourself and body in order to get into that habit. So I hope that resonates and gets closer for you. Good luck. I know what it's like to be forced to do things that you don't want to do. Yeah, I know what it's like. Hi, Chaitu. Okay, I've added you. Elizabeth. Got you. Edith, got you. Yeah, Robinette says she can relate to these problems. The same for her. Yeah. Yeah, you're not alone. You're definitely not alone in that. Hey, Becky. Got you. Okay, Becky, I've added you as well. Okay, I'm coming to the top here. And again, all this is going to be time-stamped and added into the description afterwards. I do that typically late tonight or tomorrow. And okay, timestamp Angela 23:43. Okay, Angela says, hello, Con. I'd love a message from Archangel Michael today. Thank you so much. Michael, who come in? Thank you. Okay, so what does Angela need to hear? He's talking about the question that you asked on William Michael Forbes' channel earlier, working on your channel, and the further information that, yes, you got to work on your child and observe it and do the courses. And you've done that before. And you also have the emotional release kind of set up very shortly. And that's going to help you kind of get yourself back into alignment. And they actually did plan that for you. You're the winner of the Patreon emotional release, the 2-hour emotional release, as no mistake. They kind of, back then I felt you needed it. And they're saying that this is just kind of help you get you realigned to this. Because oftentimes we do the work on ourselves, but when you get the guided emotional release, you get to step out of the way and let somebody else guide you for you, and it just kind of rejuvenates you and gives you the energy back again, and allows you to pinpoint it to some of the areas that need to be worked on at that time, almost like releasing a plug to allow water. And as that water comes through, the filter kind of clogs up a bit. So this having a guided emotional release, essentially someone else helping you clear the filter away to allow that flow to happen again. So you're well on your way. It's kind of all scheduled. It's going to be happening. So don't get yourself stressed out about it. That you're not doing it the right way. You're doing it great. It's the matter of the process. And it's just like the water flowing, that sometimes the filter gets clogged and the filter needs to be removed. It's part of the process. You feel really good. You feel really open. You're doing the work and you feel a little bit run down, a little bit slower, a little bit more clogged up, and then you feel rejuvenated again. So this is just the process you're going through. Don't think negatively about it. It's the process and you're doing swimmingly. Pun intended. Yeah, you're doing great, Angela. So just keep on going the direction you're doing. Yeah, you're doing great with that. And when we have our emotional release, it's just gonna be great for you. Love that. Yeah, lots of people are feeling that. That's right, Becky. Yeah, lots of people. Oh, that's nice, Kerilyn. Welcome, Becky. Hey, very nice. Veronica, how sweet of you. Thank you. I'll pop that up. Yay, thank you for the love. Hi, Karen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, having a hard time with retro. Yeah, I'm just reading you, Karen. Yeah, having a hard time with retro. Yeah, and that's what I just read for Disha as well at 1759. You go back and look at that. But I've added you to the list as well, Karen. So let me come up to Amy here. Amy and 2649. Amy says, if possible, I could really use a message today. Any guidance on the turmoil going on within my relationship and the chaotic events happening at home and work? Okay. All right. Who wants to come through? Who? Hi. Okay. I feel I have Mother Mary here on this one. All right. Mother Mary, what's going on? So Mother Mary is just kind of showing me as it's almost like you are superimposed within her body and you have the aura around you of love and light. And it's imperative for you to stay in that energy of love and light because you, as the mother, and just as the empathetic mother, feminine, divine energy within your home, you are connected to each one of these souls and you're feeling each one of these energies and their vibrations. And this is the typical role of the mother, and this is why you come in the female form and why you have babies and why you take the role that you do, because you are you're just connected with everybody and you're just managing everybody. So now the energy is getting a little bit overwhelming, and mostly it's because of them feeling the vibrational shift that's happening on the earth, and they're not alignment in it. They're not open to it like you are. So yes, they're going through an adjustment period, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing. They're just going through an adjustment period, and this is how their bodies and minds are handling these shifts and changes. And what you can do about it is notice that they're going through this and see it from a side of compassion. Know that they're just going through a change, that they're going through their own ascension. And it seems like the body is lashing out. Now, for those in your family that you can actually speak with at this level, you can tell them, instead of resisting the feelings and energy that you have, allow it, observe it, tune yourself into it, see the emotions, and notice that you're getting angry, that you're getting upset, that you're becoming frustrated. And as you're feeling that energy, observe it, because there's an energy behind there. And typically there's an emotion behind that frustration that just needs to be loved and released. So ultimately, that might be a little bit too much for your family because they're still in their awakening. But they're showing me your son, at least, that your son is much more awake and that you can have this guiding piece and you can start guiding your children into this area. Your husband is another side, but your children, at least, that you can begin to see that at least one of your children, I can see, and I think it's your oldest, that's much more awake to this and allowing of this energy. So you can begin to tell them, it's okay that you're frustrated. Yeah, we're all going through that. There's a shift that's happening. And what you need to do is observe it. So let's look at it together. How do you feel? Oh, okay. Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling angry? And give them some words to help them with that emotion as you tune into their energy, because you're very much connected. You can feel that energy. So tune into it and notice that they're feeling it. And then direct them to see, okay, where are you feeling that in your body? I'm feeling frustrated. Okay, I'm feeling it here. And this is going to help them with their sensitivity and become aware of where these feelings and energies are happening. And this actually goes for everybody that's feeling these ascension systems. This includes you, Becky and Disha. So notice where it's in your body and just kind of tune into it and notice and feel, okay, I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling just kind of, I'm feeling all over the place. I'm feeling hormonal. I'm just feeling all over the place. Like, just tune yourself into your body and get close. And notice where that energy is showing. You know, okay, I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my throat. I feel it in my head. I feel it as a fog around me. Okay, tune in, get yourself a little bit closer to it. And just notice it and begin to allow that energy and feeling to come through. And just tell your body and tell your mind, it's okay. It's okay. We got this. We're just looking right now. It's not happening to you. You're perfectly safe. I'm just sitting here with you. You're perfectly safe. Everything's good. And calm it down. And know that this is just a feeling. We just got to allow it. And begin to allow to shift your body into allowing. Just and feel it. And just really feel it. Letting the body know it's okay. Letting the body know it's safe. Letting the body know it's loved or cared for in however words that is familiar or resonates with you. And allow. And allow. So this is the process that the family needs to begin to go through. You need to go through this yourself, because not only are you, I mean, you're pretty good at transmuting this energy within you, but because you're connected to the family, you have the nucleus of energy there. You're absorbing all of their energy as well. So you have to do a little bit even more transforming. Get them outside, get them barefoot, have some family nights outside in the backyard. The weather's warmer now. Get them outside, get them in bare feet so they're grounding. Get them to feel the grass, get them to go touch a tree, hang onto a tree, lean up against a tree, get them to grounding, get water into them, try by juices, go get like a jamba juice or a booster juice, whatever, and get some of these things in them. Just get some high vibe fruit in them on that hot day. Instead of giving them like a sugary popsicle, give them fruit in there and have that. So get their vibrations up and help them get their vibrations up with nutrition, with noticing the present moment, getting outside to play, getting grounding, and getting them to observe what's happening in their bodies. That's the big thing. And that goes for everybody in terms of dealing with ascension, especially the mothers, especially with the mothers out there. The mothers or the parents that's connected energetically to the entire family, you know who you are, which one of you are the nucleus, whether you come here as a male or a female. Somebody is a little bit more open and connected to the family energetically. And those are energetically, you can direct the family and help them through the ascension process. Yeah. And that's very much you, Amy. You're the nucleus of your family. You got this. You definitely got this. Okay. Hey, Harsha, got you. Hey, Veronica, glad to see you. You're welcome, D. Yeah, D says, I don't want to use the alarm, but it feels rigid. But I do get the message. Okay. Do what works with you. Yeah. Whatever comes out to you, it's alignment. Now, it's also the way that you look at your alarm. Is when you look at your alarm, you're looking at your alarm as being something against you, something that's rigid. But if you actually look at it as something that's helping you, change the attention. So right now you say, oh, it's making me rigid. Well, also look at it and change that pattern and say, that alarm is helping me keep on track or get me into alignment. I rarely use an alarm. Only when I need to use the alarm, I'm using it. But I do use it as well, just to kind of say, okay, I'm going to spend 4 minutes here. I'm going to do this. But I use it as a tool, and I see it very positive now. Before, it used to be very negative, I used to keep a schedule and very rigid coming from the corporate world. I used to be very, very rigid. And that's something I've been working on a long time of letting go. Yeah, I know what it is. Okay. Okay, Robinette, I got this one. It seems to be a little bit more clear. Robinette S and 3505. Here we go. Okay, so can Erik point out the reasons for lack of cash flow? Past life vows, karma, lack consciousness. Okay, Erik, would you come in, please, on this one? Oh. Thanks, buddy. Okay. What is the lack of cash flow happening here? You're identifying this as the lack of cash flow. Could you possibly look at this as being abundant? That everything that you have is being taken care of? That even though you have a lack of cash flow, you still have a lot of the basics that you need, that you have a device that you're able to communicate on, that you have a shelter over your head, that you have food that's coming into your head, that you have a garden or an area, even hydroponically, that you can grow some vegetables for yourself and sustain yourself, that everything is provided for you. This planet has everything that you need to sustain life, that in a single seed or a single vegetable that you can get, that you can take those seeds and you can grow a new vegetable out of it using things like hydroponics, that you can just grow it in water regardless. You don't need the soil. You don't need grass, that you have sustenance, that one seed from a fruit can grow an orchard. There is abundance on this, and it is only the thought of man on this world that has limited us to think that we are in lack, that we need credit, that we need finances, that we need money, to survive. No, no, no. We have everything to us that is all around us. And as you shift your attention, know that this is not a lack of money, that this is abundance. And the abundance is giving you everything that you need at that basic level. Everything that you need to sustain the life on this planet and learn your lessons is here. So this is not a matter of that. This is also a shift of consciousness that you're beginning to shift, and you're beginning to question it. You're asking why. And now that the curiosity is coming there, that this isn't that you are getting angry to it. Don't get angry to the lack of money. Observe it and note that it is actually not a lack of money, but this is abundance, that you have everything that you need to the basic level that you need it. And as you realize that, you realize how lucky you are that you actually do have so much around you. And as you do realize that you have so much around you, more abundance will come into you. And then you'll be able to shift your attention into being, having abundant wealth, much greater than what you need, that you have lavish, and that you can start aligning yourself into a state of luxury. But in this first stage, you need to realize that this is not a lack of cash flow. This is abundance. And abundance doesn't mean that you are living on a yacht or in a mansion. Abundance means that you have everything that you need at the time that you need it. You are sustained, you are safe, and everything is perfect around you. So shift your attention or notice that what you have is you have a lot. You have much more than you're giving yourself credit for. So you have abundance. You have much more than those that might be living on the streets. You have much more that are in third world countries that don't even have the food or the ability to grow from themselves. So we do have quite a bit. It's really just shifting your attention on there and realizing what you do have. And once you do that, you're well on your path. Thanks, Erik. It's very it's interesting because Erik is changing his energy now, and the way that he comes through, he knows I don't like necessarily to swear as much, so he doesn't really bring the swearing in for me, so I don't swear too much with him. But as he's shifting and changing his energy more into archangel status, he's moving away from his mama Lisa, and he's shifting more into this energy that is becoming much more guidance and instructional. And that is his path. He's Archangel Michael has taken him under his wing and guiding him to be this really, really amazing guardian angel. And it's all thanks to Elisa bringing his energy forward and raising his vibrations up. We really do have to be thankful for what we have. Yeah, and that in itself is abundance. Yeah. Oh, good, D. Okay, I'm glad you're getting that personal experience. Good, good, good. Okay, back to the top. Here we go. We have the lovely BG. BG at 3944. Okay, so BG says, I would love some guidance today. Okay, who's coming through? Okay. Erik wants me to channel him. Oh, okay, Erik. What does BG need to hear right now for her greatest good? I'm feeling like just my heart expanding, raising up. It's actually above my heart, but the energy is rising up into my throat. And it's very loving and peaceful. And it feels like it's opening up and it's rising up. And it feels as if it's rising up to source energy. And it's making me want to tilt my head up and look up and allow that energy to come in through. So she's talking about the shifting of your energetic body and your physical body. The physical body is beginning to shift energetically and begin to open up. So as you tune in and feel the sensitivity within your body, notice how the energy is not just the energy is showing your body, notice the energy flow. And as you get into a state of allowing and you feel, notice the energy, and I feel it moving up. Oh. And as I move up, I feel myself opening up just to source energy. So there's a need for you. It's not so much for you to open yourself up to source energy. It's to allow yourself and follow the path and notice that flow of energy is opening you up. And again, it's part of this ascension and allowing, but you're a little bit more open that you can actually allow that energy to come in almost as like a free flow. It feels like it wants to like be poured in like a bucket of water almost. So there's a need for this energy to come flowing in for you. Yeah, there's a need for you to get in, notice the flow, and notice the direction, and get into a state of allowing. Yeah, cool. It's awesome. Thanks, BG. Yeah, Robinette says, I do know I have more than I need, but always room for more. Yeah, that's true. I just want to have more fun. Thank you. So have more fun. What's stopping you from having more fun? Do you need money? Do you need an external source? Do you need something external to give you fun? No, you don't need something outside of you to give you fun. The fun is within you. Once you tune in and see that little child that's buried within you, and you're going to find that fun, you're going to find fun is completely within you. You do not need outside sources to fun. You do not need money. And that's what they've made you to believe, that you need money, that you need stuff, that you need to buy stuff, that people go to. This is why Amazon and places like this are so busy and have so much money. This is all programming that we have been programming for years. The body has been programmed to think that we need stuff to make us happy. But ultimately, when you realize and you go inside and see what's within you, we have everything that we need right here within us. And the greatest amount of joy that no stuff can ever buy or ever bring in is within us. It's all here. Yeah. And that's the lesson of what we're moving into. This is what ascension is. The ascension is that you get outside of the stuff. I don't need stuff. I like my stuff. I like buying stuff. I buy stuff, and I'm always buying stuff, and whether I justify it or not. But again, like the greatest fun of me is right here within me. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. Yeah, Kay says, I notice he's very matured and very clear with his clarity messages. Yeah, Archangel Erik has definitely changed since when he first was introduced to him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's destined. Like he's moving us out to one of the main archangels. He's moving into something really cool. I'm really excited for Erik. Energy, and as all of us, this is just what happened with Master Jesus. Jesus was just a regular guy, and it's because of what people interpreted and put the energy into him, thinking him, praising him, talking about him. That's what gave him energy and became this great name. It's the same thing with all the archangels. People spoke about them and talked about them. And this was happening for any person that we speak with in great clarity. they become ascended masters because we talk about them and we feed them energy with it. They don't ask for this. This is just what they become. And ultimately it's what we do as well from our energy. So yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I love it. Love it. Love it. So true. Okay. Let's come here. I'm coming to Samruddhi. 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 I know I'm definitely probably saying that wrong. I want to hear your name pronounced because to me, I'm in my head. It sounds very it's very musical. It's just a beautiful, beautiful name, and I'd love to hear it one day. Maybe someone can shoot me a message over Messenger or over Facebook and say this is how you say it, because I know I'm saying it horribly wrong. And there's a much better way to say it, and I want to hear it. Okay. Samruddhi says, can I get a message from Archangel Raphael for my weight loss? What should I do? What should I do to lose weight? Okay. Do you know that half of the weight that you have in your body is energetic? It's stagnant weight. It's stagnant emotions and energy that you're holding within you. That when you begin to observe the emotions within you, you'll be able to release it. So right now you are putting your focus on your weight. But what you're not seeing is that your body is beautiful. You are beautiful. That body, regardless of the shape that you're wearing, regardless of the actor suit that you chose to wear as you're on this planet, regardless of the suit, whether you want to call it a skinny suit, a fat suit, an athletic suit, this is just a suit that you're wearing. And you should appreciate the suit that you have. The body that you have is beautiful. It is, again, the programming that has been put on this earth to say that being fat is ugly, that it's unhealthy. That is not the case at all. Fat is quite beautiful. Having additional weight is quite beautiful. Every roll that you might see is beautiful. Every wrinkle that you might see, every fold you see is beautiful in every respect. Have you caressed and touched the skin and say, oh, my skin is so beautiful. It's so lovely. It's so silky smooth. I love the touch of my skin. It's so lovely. Have you begun to appreciate it? Have you begun to love it? And as you begin to love your body and see what that you have is actually quite beautiful in every respect, that those emotions that are within you will actually move from you. And it'll say, I no longer need to be here. And you're going to find the weight that you find that you do not want is going to leave you much easier. This isn't about diet. This isn't about exercise, although they do play roles towards this. This really is about how you see your body and begin to love yourself. And once you begin to love yourself, you realize that the weight is not the issue. The issue is that you do not love the weight, that you need to, but when you start to love it and appreciate it and connect with it, what needs to leave is going to leave. It's what's going to stay in alignment with you is going to stay in alignment with you. And however you see that, you're going to find that the weight and the shape of your body mean absolutely nothing. It is how you love yourself and how you connect with yourself. And only then will the weight or the emotions that are stagnant within your body will begin to leave. So Samruddhi, begin to start doing some mirror work. Look in the mirror, look in your eyes, put a sticky note on the mirror. When you wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom and you say, I love you. And you're looking in your eyes deeply. You're looking in the souls of your eyes, in the center of your eyes, and saying, I love you. You're beautiful. I love every aspect about you. You are beautiful and wonderful. And I'm so thankful that I'm here with you. Thank you for this opportunity. And talk to your body. Now, that might seem very awkward to you. Yes, because your body and mind is not used to it. Because all your life you talk down to yourself. Every time you stepped in the mirror, you said, you're ugly, you're fat, I don't like the weight, I don't like that wrinkle, I don't like this. So this is you. This is somebody that's walked up to you every day and slapped you in the face and said, you're not good enough. But what if you walked up, every time you walked in the mirror and you said, I love you, I care for you, you're beautiful. How do you think that you would approach yourself when you look inside your eyes? That would be the type of connection that you would gladly accept and want on a daily basis. That you'll then look in the mirror and say, oh, there's my favorite person that always gives me compliments, that loves me so much, that truly does love me. So begin to talk to yourself and your body and mind. And right now, it's going to be a little bit leery of the words that you say. But this is the idea of looking in the mirror, looking in your eyes, and begin to say, I love you. I'm sorry for talking negatively. I didn't mean it. I didn't know any better. But things are going to change from now on because I really do love you and I'm thankful for what you've given me here. So change the conversation, start with mirror work, and you're on your way. And that's good advice for all of us. Do the mirror work, all of us. Yeah, love yourself. Like that message. A lot of good messages today. It's great. Thanks, guys. Thanks for bringing these forward. I really do appreciate it, everyone. And again, I do this work as my practice in becoming more intuitive, becoming more sensitive to my body in order to heal this body of MS and degenerative disc disease. And that is what this channel is going to be changing. But a large component of it is tuning into your intuition. And this practice of channeling or mediumship, whatever name you want to call it, it actually is intuition practice. And I'm just practicing myself. And it doesn't matter whether you're in the 3D world, whether you're ascended, whether you're using, well, regardless of what word you're using, it's all part of the practice that we need. So cool. Thank you. Yeah, we have all the answers inside. You're welcome, Angela. Erik, what does that say, Kitty? Erik appears as a pillar of God, very elevated. I won't be surprised someone builds him a statue. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's great insight, Kay. You got him a little bit excited when you said that, and he just, ooh, really? Statue. So that the Joker is still there. Oh, yes, Robin, happy Friday the 13th. You know, 13 is my lucky number. It's been my family's lucky number. And again, it's the perception that you give to it. 13 is luck. So what are you going to do? Make it bad luck or good luck? Seems today is all about good luck and great messages. So lucky 13. I'm loving it. Brother Jim Fomenko. For those of you that don't know, on Wednesdays at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, we have our Divine Soul Awakening show where we are a group of psychics and mediums that we get together and we talk about certain topics and just to help those that are awakening and help with their ascension process. And Jim, he was on our show before sharing his experiences being a male figure and moving into a stage of awakening. And Jim is going to join us this Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on my channel, and he's going to be talking about Edgar Casey. And Edgar Casey is he's an intuitive, medical intuitive, and he's the greatest. I guess he's had the most amount of readings or something like that. Maybe you can correct me on that. He's had over 14,000 readings. He's given more than 14,000 readings, and predominantly they've been on health and wellness. So Jim is going to be bringing that to the forefront for us on Wednesday and talk about Edgar Casey. So super excited about that. And I'm very thankful that that Jim is coming in for that. So that's this Wednesday with Jim here. And Jim is asking, can you ask Archangel Raphael if there's an alternative to surgery, perhaps massage or pack application for an individual with cubital and radial tunnel syndrome in the elbow? Okay. Well, first of all, they're kind of screaming like, yes, of course, the alternative. The surgery is really something that's been constructed on this world that we've been taught to say that we cannot do, that we need to have surgery, that we need to do this. So yes, there is alternatives, but I think he's talking about not just mentally. Well, the mental aspect is important. Yes, you need to have the mental aspect. And what else can you do about that alternatively instead of allopathic ways? What's something that's maybe more holistic? Castor oil, I'm hearing. So use castor oil packs that will put that on the elbow. And it feels also, it's not just the elbow, but it's the radius on the, what's this, on the forearm, but also on the shoulder and the connection point. And it feels like it needs to be in multiple places, that it's the elbow, but it's also the connection points. So find out where the connection points. And to me, it feels like it's part of the forearm, and also a point that's back in the in the trap right here with the shoulder that comes up, and there's something that connects in the trap that's all connected here. So it feels like castor oil packs is really going to help. And castor oil, it's really good at removing toxins, reducing inflammation. You can also see the need of cupping in there. That's typically done by most acupuncturists that will do cupping. I can feel that would be helping as well. Anything else? It feels like there's a lot of toxins in the system. Yeah, there's a feel of the need to remove toxins. The castor oil is definitely one. The cupping is going to help that as well. Diet and nutrition is getting a little bit more high vibe, is going to be helpful too. But ultimately, they need to start at the physical side of things in order to see that this can be changed without surgery. How often? And do the packs. They can almost do the castor oil. I feel like almost every second day to do castor oil packs on there. It can get very messy, castor oil. So make sure you have sheets around you that are used, like bed sheets or things, because once the oil gets in there, it's not coming out and it leaves a smell. That's kind of like a dusty smell to it. So make sure you're using some sort of blanket in there as well. But castor oil is what I'm seeing is helpful on there. And I really don't know anything about cubital or radial tunnel syndrome in the elbow. I've never heard of that before. But it was that's what came to me, Jim. I hope it resonates. Yeah. And Mishi, you're next. So if you want to stick around. Yeah, Becky says my roommate struggles with her weight. I knew intuitively it was an energetic block. Thanks for helping me with the words. Yeah, awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Becky. Yeah, that is at timestamp 4541 for Samruddhi. If you want to save that timestamp, 4541. Martin Shadow Moon, man with the coolest name ever. Love that. Added you to the list. And Mishi, you're coming up. Okay, Donna, I've added you to the list as well. Yeah, cupping, you can definitely learn to do it yourself. There's cupping kits you can get. You can do it yourself as well. Lots of that there. Okay, so I'm coming to the incredible Michelle Euro. I love Michelle. So much fun. Okay. For my lovely sister, Michelle. Hi, Con. Love some guidance from my higher self. Thank you. I love you so much, honey. Okay, higher self. Michelle's higher self. Come on in. Oh, come in stronger, please. Oh, all right, thank you. Oh, all right, that was good. That was a nice little shock. I think I might need some high vibe juice for this one. Water just isn't going to cut it. Okay, Michelle's higher self. What does Michelle need to hear right now for her greatest good? It's like a stern, like a stern nod of approval. All right, so what's all that about? It's like you're getting closer and closer. I feel to that deep root, and what they're showing me is the earth, and a drill is going down deep into the earth, and you're getting very, very close to that really hardened diamond. You're getting very, very close, and they're just kind of nodding with approval as you're getting close to this gem that you've been looking for, that you've been doing for. I mean, this message has been going on for a while. She's heard this for a long time. Yeah, and they're like, yeah, so it's the process of the process. Sometimes it's quick. Some kids get up and start walking and standing and running almost right away, and other ones need to crawl for much longer before they actually get up on their feet and walk. And this one, she's she's it's like a level of mastery that you're working on, that you purposely made it hard on yourself because your past incarnations have been a little bit too easy in changing over. So you've come to challenge yourself and put yourself in the situation that you did with, the crazy upbringing, the crazy mother, you being crazy yourself. This is all from a loving side and joyful, and and the hardship that you put on yourself to say that you're crazy when you really aren't, but you're really free flowing and open. And this is just what the free flowing is: artistic, creative. You're open, and this is perfect. And you've come to this earth for the challenge of yourself to really be able to go into yourself. Because you have to admit, you've been ridiculously diligent with this for a very long time. And you don't just go to other people and say, fix me, fix me. You say, okay, what do I need to hear? What do I need to do? And then you do the work. And not too many people have that bravery, that courage to be able to look within themselves and to really observe the emotions and release it. And you're also, you've dropped that ego, that you're able to actually receive guidance and listen to others like your daughter and myself and those around you, that you're able to ask for guidance. Like, well, what do you think? And you really are letting go of your ego and judgment about this. And as you release that judgment within yourself, accepting of others, becoming non-judgmental, opening yourself up, you're getting closer and closer and closer to the energy within you, and you're feeling the shifts that are happening within you. So really, the council is around you, and they are being very approval. They have great approval for the process that you're doing for, and the struggles, and you getting through it, and the perseverance that you're putting within yourself to get through this. Keep going. Once you get that diamond, you're going to be really happy, Mishi. You're getting really, really close. Really close. Yeah, I'm really excited for you. Really excited for you. Yeah, and that was kind of something that happened with me as well, that I had a chiropractor friend of mine help me with movement in the body and how to do proper exercise. And she actually helped me quite a bit. But then her life got really busy that she couldn't take me on as a client anymore. She dropped me. And this is coming from a friend. When a friend drops you who's a chiropractor, initially, that's in most people, it's going to be, oh, what the hell? Like, you dropped me. But in my sense, I knew she had a lot on her plate and that she was going to break. But it was also my lead to mastery. It was time to actually really get into seeing my body, healing it, and putting my process together of healing this body of degenerative disease. And that's really what's in MS. And that's really what's happening here. So I saw this as a gift that says, okay, it's time. It's time to release. So yeah, it was every sign is good. Yeah. Yeah, every sign is good. Yeah, Mishi, when you say, it seems like I booby trap myself endlessly. I can feel it. Undoing them is tricky, which it definitely get across some deep stuff. Yeah. And yes, I catch every judgment and break them down and reassess. Yes. I'm super impressed by you, Michelle. You're freaking amazing at what you do. Really amazing. Jim says, yeah, that's great detail. I was hoping castor oil applications was part of it. I'm going to show how to use it on the show next Wednesday. Beautiful, man. Yeah. And now I'll tell you one thing, like when my back was seizing up from the MS, Rita would do castor oil on me almost on a daily basis. And then when I went to the doctor, because at that point I was in analysis mode, I went to the doctor and they're like, what's the greatest thing to help you? It was two things, nutrition and castor oil. And that gave me the greatest amount of movement and reducing inflammation in my spine. And that was before it was diagnosed as MS. It was diagnosed as transverse myelitis, which is inflammation of the spinal cord. And that was the greatest thing. And the doctor, when I said it, he laughed at me, right? And I know, well, I don't really resonate a lot with allopathic doctors, like typical Western doctors. Yeah, which is okay. There's a need and a purpose for it, and the balance is needed in everything. Wow, we're already at the hour mark. This time just flew by. And we got a lot to go through still. Okay, a K and then Silvana. Great. Hi, Con. Hey, Archangel Erik. May I have a message from Juana Asuro Garcia, something the Lopez. She's an elder of mine. Oh, cool. Rita, sorry if I'm no disrespect the name. Does she have a message for me? Okay. Thank you. Great. Let me get some juice here. Juice is freshly squeezed, high vibe. My beautiful wife makes this for me practically every day. How freaking lucky am I? Okay. Juana, would you be willing to come in, please? Hi, Juana. The feeling is you have your ancestral tribe and the primitive tribe, but there's the elder, the council that's there, and just the respect and the dignity that is there. And I'm having a hard time explaining it, but you look at them and you just kind of get that sense of how wise and insightful that they are. And this is what I'm getting from her. That's just so wise. Okay, and what does Kay need to hear? It's as if like you are an elder as well. You are an elder, maybe not at her level, but you are the elder and you're part of the council that's there. And they're showing me the lineage of the elders, and you're within the lineage of the elders. And they talk about, she's showing me kind of, it's like your spirit journey where you go into the forest, you go into the woods, and you either are using like ayahuasca or you go there with nothing, and you need to really trip and face those demons. And it's kind of like this trip to earth is that you're here to face your demons, and this is your trip to the forest. Your ayahuasca trip is coming here to earth. So they're watching with very careful eyes as I see them, and it's like they're in the campfire circle, and you're the only one that's tripping, and you're in the center of the circle. They're all around you, and you're just tripping, and they're just watching you, keeping you safe as you trip, and allow you to go through your experience while they kind of watch from an watchful eye from this outer circle. So you're going through your tribal test right now with this incarnation on Earth. And they're kind of showing me being a young mother and the struggles that you have with the family around you. It feels like there's struggles within there. And this is part of your journey of observing and accepting and facing those demons and realizing that, you don't need the knife. It's not like you need to stab these spiritual demons around you, that you need to accept it and show no fear and say, I accept you for who you are. You are the spirit wolf. And as the spirit wolf, I know you could eat me. I know you could kill me, but I accept that. If that's my fate, that is my fate. But I do not accept that I am part of your path, that I'm here to harm you, that you're here to harm me. You're here to work with me and protect me. So it feels like you're going through this spiritual journey in this incarnation. So the difficulties that you have is really just know that it's part of your growth. And there is no bad things, that everything that we deem as bad is actually something good for our spiritual growth. And that's the path you're on. And this is the elder path that you're on. it's like you're an intermediate elder and you're on your way to something a little bit greater. So if you pass this test, which they wholeheartedly expect you to, you just kind of keep on your path because you're doing really good. Okay. Yeah, you just keep on that path. I have no idea if that's true or not, but feel it in your heart and see if that resonates. If it resonates with you, great. And if not, well, then let it go. Whatever comes out of my mouth or any medium or intuitive person comes out, it needs to align with you and see if that connects to you. Kay says, yeah, I'm very proud of them. Hold them very, very high. I do not allow them to go unnoticed or past. Cool. Keep my stories to remind my children of who they truly are. Very cool. I've accepted. Good. Cool. All right. Good. I'm glad that resonates because I really just don't know. Okay. So Silvana, Silvana, I know we were talking earlier and you wanted a message for your daughter. So I'm in a high vibrational state right now. So I'll ask. All right, Barry, would you be willing to come in, please? Okay. Come in a little bit closer, mate. Okay, it's your daughter's birthday. She wants a specific message. What do you want to show me? It's going to resonate with her. Give me something that's quantitative. Okay, so I'm seeing like a piece of wood. And I feel like she's kind of standing on it and a line is being drawn on it. And she's also holding on to this piece of wood. It almost feels like it may be possibly a memory from childhood when you used to be measured. And you would do that. And there's this piece of, it's just like a thin, loose piece of wood. And he's saying, do you see it? It doesn't matter what the line is on this wood of what you might to expect as growth or the challenges that you have in expecting to grow or shift or change. You're going to grow regardless. It doesn't matter what you do. That regardless, that every time we come up to this piece of wood and we strike that line and see how tall you are, that you are growing. You didn't have to put effort into it. You didn't have to put effort into saying, I am growing, I'm getting taller. And he's saying, ultimately what we taught you as parents was to be kind and respectful, open-hearted and generous. And you are, for the most part, all of those things. But what you are not is being kind to yourself. And we taught you to love yourself. And that's the one area you're very sweet and kind to the children around you, the people around you, the kids around you. You're very sweet and kind. But you're not always kind to yourself. So your birthday marks as a new beginning, a new chapter in your life, a new walk in life. And this year is going to be all about self-acceptance and allowing and just knowing that, you're doing all the right things. You're doing what you need to do, and you're going to get there regardless of what it is. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to worry about what you're doing. And because you're being guided by it as well. Whether it's from messages like this, whether you're seeing orbs in your garage, lights at certain aspects, lights coming on and off. These are just reminders to know that I am around, that you're not alone, and nor have you ever been alone, nor will you ever be alone. You will never be alone. Anything more specific? I don't know. I just got a flash of a lollipop. It's just like one of those little lick them until you get into the center. How many licks can you lick this till you get to the center. It's like one of those type of thing. But I also see like one of those big, giant lollipops as big as your head. So I don't know why he's showing me that, but he is, and that's the message. And happy birthday to you. And I hope this resonates. Thank you, Barry, for coming in. Anything else you want to say? And just to Sil, he goes, he loves you. I loves you, Sil. Love you, Sil. And jokingly, he's not jokingly, but he's handing you flowers based on what we said the other day. He's handing you flowers. He says he couldn't resist the opportunity. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. You're welcome. Okay, Marlene, I'm just going to add you to the. Actually, let me just read this. Kind of see her on my deck, looking at the river, across the river, and feeling this beautiful breeze flowing across my face, my bare feet. I am caressed by trees, which provides a bit of shade. What a beautiful feeling. Thank you, Marlene. You could feel that. You can imagine that, right? And that's all about what the being in the present moment is, that we are able to take ourselves into those energetic states and feel. It's really awesome. Thank you, for Marlene, for sharing that. That's beautiful. Sure, Earth Angel, I'm going to add you if time permits. Robinette, I got you too. And Karen's talking to Michelle. It gets good. Robinette sending Earth healing. Oh, play for Karen, honey. Oh, let's all pray for Karen. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm going to get to it, Karen. And Karen, you can always reach out, right? Just shoot me, connect with me on Messenger or something, and just connect out with me if you need a chat. Guys, I'm always here. Yeah, I'm always here. Just reach out anytime. Okay, Veronica, I'm just going to add you. Hey, Margie. All right, a lot of love. Okay, let me come up to the top here. And let's just keep going and see how far I get. And I'm coming to Annika. Annika 11709. Hello. My daughter's past grandmother was very special and close to me. Still is. What kind of relationship we had in the past and how she helps me now. Okay. Annika. Grandmother for the kids. Would that be your mother? Anyways, okay. Just come in. Okay, she wants to know what kind of relationship. Would you come in a little bit stronger? It's a very soft, gentle energy that's coming through. It's just coming in my spine behind my heart, and it's very gentle. Even when I ask it to come in more, it usually comes in as a big thump. But she's very gentle and very gliding in a way, just very slowly coming in. Very, very, very sweet energy. Okay, what was your relationship in the past? She's showing me just a very nurturing, loving relationship. She glimpses on past life, but it's almost as if she's showing me like you guys were like sisters, that you're holding hands and walking together. That there's a very much a sister, respectful relationship of sharing, a bond of being inseparable. And you're just walking hand in hand. Almost kind of looks like forest type area. You can see like handkerchiefs over your head, baby blue tops, white dresses, those short dresses. No, they're longer. Bobby socks, the works. don't know if they're called Bobby socks, but they're the white socks. And your little. I also see you walking barefoot as well with dirt all over you. So you used to get in a lot of trouble together and very mischievous and very playful. But ultimately they're showing a lot of images. In every images, you're holding hands with essentially your sister at the time. And it feels like that's what kind of connected on into the next life. It was always very respectful, very much connected. It was more of a, it was just a great loving relationship. And it kind of extends out to like a sisterhood as well. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I hope that resonates. I don't know if it does. Please let me know. Good. You're welcome, Silvana. I hope that resonates because I have no idea. Again, that's all part of my practice in developing my intuition, and I'm very thankful for everyone that comes here and asks a question for these live readings. And yeah, okay. So Earth Angel. Earth Angel, Earth Angel. How many times have I've done that to you? Begin to sing that song. Thank you, Earth Angel. Glad you're here. May I have a message, please, for my highest good? Okay. Okay. Who wants to come in for Earth Angel? I don't know what energy this is, but it's gliding energy coming in from my back, moving into the front of my body. And just glide it in through me. Okay, so I don't know who this being is, but message for Earth Angel's highest good. Can you make it more clear, please? Get translator, please, on this one. Someone translate. Message for highest good. I'm kind of seeing it's like these little tiny ice coolers, very small, handheld. It's all made of plastic. The plastic goes down and it has just like a little flap, and you can put like 4 or 6 cans of pop in there or something like that of soda. Okay. What's with that? And it feels you opening up. And it's like you're trying to keep the temperature within, but you're not putting ice in there. You're not preparing the space to make the transition in order to transform the warmer drinks into something cooler. You're not adding the ice in there. It's like you're missing the ingredient within yourself of where you need to shift and move from. So there's a need for you to look a little bit deeper within yourself and notice the emotions that are within you. There's a feeling of neglect, emotions, child, internal self. There's a disconnect with your own self. That I see you playing with cards. You've got the unicorn on your head. You're playful. You're joyful. You're doing your arts and crafts. You're creating the city scenes. You're opening up. But you're doing kind of everything surfacey, and you're not actually. It's like you're washing the outside of this cooler, and you're not opening up to put the ice inside. So you need to open up and get deep inside, because all it's doing is just getting hot inside and is about to burst. So for you, observe the emotions within you, get a little bit deeper into your body and observe. Non-judgmental, Notice the feelings within you. There's a need for you to start going through the process. Yeah. Yeah. And you can check out the emotional release on the playlist on my YouTube channel. On this channel at youtube.com/connight. Look at the emotional release playlist, or you can kind of come to my Patreon and become a patron and start getting involved with our monthly emotional releases and energy shifts that we're going through. I hope that resonates for you, Earth Angel. Yeah. Okay, so let me come to Franco. Franco 1:25:19. Oh, let me put that up first. Let me correct this timestamp. 25:25 for Franco. Okay. Any message for Franco? They're showing me that you feel a little lighter, that you've begun to release your ex, that you've given him permission, that you've effectively actually seen him smiling and walking away from you and know that he's not for your greatest good. And you wish him well and you send him love for the greatest good, greatest guidance. You send him love and grace, and you see that disconnect is there. And this is good. You've done a great job in just kind of releasing him to move away from you. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. You've done really well here. Your energy is lighter, Franco. So yes, honor yourself for making that shift and letting that go. Yeah, that's what I got for you. Okay. The pop up. Marlene. Lovely. Marlene. Okay, so Marlene says, can I get a message for my alien guides, please? Okay. Alien guides. I feel like blue avian coming through. Yeah, I feel blue avian being quite predominant coming through. Okay, so what does Marlene need to hear from you? It's kind of like they're saying it's almost like they're curious, and it's interesting that you're picking up on the galactic energy. It's like you came to this earth plane with a disconnect from your galactic energy, that connection to it. But it's obviously very strong in you that you're not connect, that you were meant to not come here to connect to into it. It feels like you're fairly recently blue avian, and that you've come to this earth to experience more of a human experience. You didn't necessarily want to connect to that energy, but it seems that you're tapping into that anyways, which is like you just can't stop a good thing is essentially what they're saying. Because no matter what, as you open up, you're tuning into what you need to tune into, and what's for your greatest good. And the blue avian energy is really good for you to help with your flight. It's like your creativity, your creative flight, and it really allows you to let yourself go to become who you're meant to be, and letting yourself go of stigmatism and opinion and thought of others. Because let's face it, we've been here long enough that who cares what other people think? You just keep on looking at that view that you have and see yourself soaring over the water. Because that is your destiny, your light and energy. You're moving into something very beautiful, Marlene. Something very beautiful. So keep letting go. That's really cool. Cool. Amy says, thank you. I actually tried having my boys transmute their emotions this morning. I'll definitely have them embrace their feelings more. Cool. That is cool. No, Earth Angel, I just read you. You're at 120.50. I just read you. Yeah, so take a look at 120. Sorry. Yeah, 120.50 is when I read you. Okay, I'm coming to Kerilyn. Kerilyn, thank you for signing up for a reading. I'm excited about that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. All right. Oof. Yeah, pulled a muscle on that one. All right. Kerilyn says, can you ask who is sending me dimes and pennies? I also saw a license plate that says ish. Who sent that plate? Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, who's sending the dimes and pennies? Can you come in, please? Or someone translate? Okay, I feel Erik is coming in to be the translator. Who was that, Erik? I'm feeling guardian ancestors that came through, grandmother energy that's coming through. And they're also giving their reminder to look at the roses, look at the flowers, being in the present moment. And also to remind yourself that you are abundant, that coins just show up, things just show up for you. Okay. And who sent the license plate? They're saying it's the plate really isn't really a big thing. It's more just kind of build up your awareness and your eye, the pulling. It's like they're training you to pull your eye away and to look at other plays. And they're just saying it's just a training exercise. There's no message behind it. It's really just kind of pull your eyes and start being aware of this and tuning into the energy that's there and aligning yourself to the energy, because you know it's coming in from somewhere. Of who it came from isn't important. Why it's there isn't important. But it's what's more important is that your energy has been directed, that you've moved your head, you looked at it, you thought, okay, there's something up here, and you've connected energetically to that portal, essentially. So it's almost like just a draw to help you awaken. Sure, no message behind it. Yeah, they're saying it's inconsequential. It really doesn't mean anything on the plate there. Okay. Anything else you guys want to say? No, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting for you, Kerilyn. You're welcome, Marlene. Hey, JC, I'll add you to the list. I don't know if I'm going to get to you. I've got quite a bit here to go still. But let me come to Ahsen and pile through, and let's see how far we get. Ahsen, 33, 44. Okay. So hey, brother. I've been feeling good, but my home life is still shaky. My roommates are at different vibrations. Will I move? Essentially, like, the first thing came yelling through is like, of course you're going to move. You ain't going to live with these guys for the rest of your life. No, of course you're going to move. You know, this is just going to happen naturally for you. That as you continue to raise your vibrations up and they're going to fall out of alignment for you, you're going to find these people moving out of your life. And it's just going to happen naturally for you. You're just continuing to shift your vibrations, continue to shift your energy, and they're going to move out and shift into their life. They're moving on no matter what. It's happening. Don't worry. Yes, definitely. Okay, when it's going to happen? When you let go of the need of thinking that you need somebody around you. You're putting a lot of energy and effort into saying, I need to have people around me. I need people to keep me entertained. Once you let go of that, realize that you can be yourself, you'll then be more into a spiritually open state, that when you begin to look at another place to move to and live, you're then going to find the roommates that are more in alignment to your energetic frequency, that you're going to find a very happy situation. But you need to let go first. And as you let go, you're then going to move into love, vibration, opening up more, and then allowing, and you'll align yourself to the roommates that are going to come through. You're on that process, and that's what's going to happen for you. Cool. I hope that resonates, Ahsen. Yeah, that's right, Earth Angel, after Annika. Okay. And let me come to my lovely sister, Chaitu. Chaitu. Okay, 135, 56. You guys can kind of see me squirm here because I have to use the facilities. I'm just waiting for it to pass. Okay, so Chaitu says, love to have messages from my fiance. I had a really tough time this week. Okay. Could you come through, please? Okay, he's here. I got just a rush of energy. Oh, okay. Step back a little bit. Thank you. Okay, so what does a Chaitu need to hear? She had a rough week. He's saying, you did have a rough week. You're letting those around you get under your skin, but you've kind of forgotten the lesson of knowing that he's around, aligning yourself with the energy of what's around, of love, and connecting into the heart centeredness and bringing him into your heart and feeling him in your heart. Because he says you've forgotten that you need to, anytime that you're feeling low and you're having a rough time, to take a break, take a minute and separate yourself and call that energy in of love and hold that into your heart and just put yourself into alignment with the vibration of love. And as you hold yourself in that vibration of love, and you pull him in, you're going to know that everything is okay, and that that this is all just temporary. So, yeah. So remember to shift yourself into love. Go into your heart. This goes for everybody. Go into your heart. When you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're not feeling yourself, go into your heart, go into a state of allowing, observe the emotions that you're feeling and observe it. It needs to be paid attention to. If you don't pay attention to it, you're just sticking in the closet, you're closing the door, but it's still inside the closet and you haven't let it out. So you need to observe it in order to let it out and for it to leave. It's like you've trapped an animal inside your house and all you've done is just throw it in the closet. You keep on throwing animals in the closet and you're just kind of running out of room. It's going to eventually burst open in one way or another. So yeah, there's a need to observe it, see it, give it love. And yeah, perfect. Thank you, Chaitu, for asking that question. Got you, Earth Angel. Yeah, I hope that message resonated with you. And Earth Angel, always feel free to reach out. Need to reach out, please do. Okay, Elizabeth. And lovely Elizabeth. 139, 14. Good afternoon. I've had many obstacles, bad luck, or just getting completely screwed over in my life thus far. Wondering if I did something horrible in my past life and if it's now coming back around. Okay. Okay, you're just having a rough life. Is this karmic? Partly karmic, but partly because you brought yourself back and you said, I want to experience the opposite of this. So the idea that when we come into these life, into these earth forms, is that we're looking to spiritually grow ourselves. And the only way to spiritually grow is to experience life from all sides of the coin, not just the front and the back, but also the edges. And this is very much what you're going through, Elizabeth, that what you're calling bad isn't bad. It's being done for you for your own spiritual growth, so that you can kind of look within yourself and see what's happening within yourself and why these emotions are happening, or just to have these spiritual events. Now, there always is that karma, but ultimately it just means that we might not have learned the lessons that we need to. We need to learn some new lessons as we come into this, and we need to experience every side of the coin. In your case, it's like a little bit, almost 50%, let's say 40% is karmic debt. And the other part is like you said to yourself, well, I'm coming back to have a bit of a rough life. Why don't we just kind of pack it on and make it a little more challenging? And it's like you asked for the challenge. And of course, now that you're here, you're like, why the hell did I do that? Like, what's wrong with me? But ultimately, what's within you, because what doesn't hurt you only makes you stronger. That's the adage that's coming through. And you're just becoming stronger and becoming more wise. And it's moving you into a spiritual ascension of where you need to go into. So it's not like you're entering kindergarten. It's not like you're going into a master's. It's like you're entering into like you finished high school and you're entering into college. So things are a little bit more serious in your education, but it's nothing bad. This is all good. And if you look at it as good, you're going to see it as good and say, okay, there's a lesson for me to learn here. I get to learn from this. This is actually a gift, because there really is no bad, because every bad thing that we call bad is a gift. And that's what's happening for you. This is a gift. A gift has come through for you. So it depends on how you look at it. And we see it as a gift. Thank you for asking that question, Elizabeth. Okay, Edith. 35. Okay. Edith says, I would like to get a message about my new job. I have managed to find a job. Wow, awesome. But the expectations are very high. What can I do to be successful? Have I found the right job? Well, it depends on how you want to look at it. If you're looking for a challenge to prove to yourself and prove to others how good you are at being able to multitask and organize and think on your feet, then yes, this is the perfect job. This is the perfect job for spiritual growth. But ultimately, this is still a job, but there are some perks into it that you get to learn quite a bit into your own lessons in spiritual growth. This job is going to provide not only the safety net that you need, the money that you need to get you through the next little stage of life. And in the meantime, you get to learn some new lessons as well in patience, in perseverance, in how to stand up for yourself, using your voice. So really you're entering into an opportunity of growth and self-fulfillment. So is this the right job? Again, the right job is how you see it. And we see it in our eyes as the right job for your spiritual growth because of the challenges that you're going to have. But in terms of how you mean the definition of the right job, might have a different meaning to it. But in our eyes, you have found the right job for the lessons that you've come here to learn. Fair enough. Fair enough. Chaitu says, yes, you're right. Always I get sad to negative thoughts from my surroundings. It makes me down. Yeah, you're welcome, sister. Yeah, and that's so this is our homework in life, as we become more spiritually aware and more open to this is our homework. This is our practice. When that's what homework is, it's practice. So you learn the lesson in school, and now you go home and you practice it by taking homework. And that's very much what we're doing in this spiritual growth, that we're practicing to let go, that we're practicing to observe our emotions. The past generations behind us, they had their own lessons and challenges that they went through, which was lessons and challenges for us as well, because we experienced them as well. And sometimes it was dealing with war and poverty and being able to come out of sticky situations. And now we're moving into a state of awakening. And during awakening, it means that we need to shift more into love and understanding and compassion. And that's very much the reason of why we are here and what we're doing it. But ultimately, this is a practice. And it's the only reason why I'm here on these Fridays doing these intuition, because I'm practicing. And during my daily life, I'm practicing to love myself and release and to constantly flood this body with love and raise the vibrations. And my purpose is to heal the body of MS and degenerative disc disease, and also to teach others on how to heal themselves. And that's what I feel is my life purpose and the reason why I have MS and why I have degenerative disc disease. So all of this is a lesson, and it's a practice of letting go. And once we recognize that everything that we deem as bad that comes to us is actually a good thing, we end up learning a lot more. So that is a good thing. That is a good thing. Yeah. I hope that kind of helps somebody. All right, cool. Coming up to Becky. Okay. 146:39. Wonderful, Becky. I love the energy that you're putting off, Becky. And I'm really happy. I really like it. It's very light. It's very fun. Very carefree. I love that about you. Okay, this is my first time here. What a blessing. Any messages for me? And thanks to you and Erik. Okay. Erik, would you come in, please? Thank you. Okay. What does Becky need to hear right now for her greatest good? You're at a pivotal stage in life. As you transition and enter from your younger self into an older self, you're looking inward and seeing who you really are. You're entering into a stage of discovery. Now, ultimately, the stage that you're leaving is all about making the outside of you look perfect. Does my hair look good? My clothes look good? Is my hat fitted on right? Are my jeans looking good? Are the lines straight? Are my sneakers nice and white? How are my teeth? Is my makeup done right? And you're looking at yourself in this way. And because you're needing others to validate who you are. And that's okay, because we all go through that process of validation, and that's just really part of our growth. But now that you're entering into getting a little bit older now, you're now really beginning to turn inward, and you're looking at the things around you, and you're seeing what resonates you and what doesn't. And what we're saying to you as you're going through this, just be kind to yourself, that in any situation that you enter into, any new opportunity that you have, any question or answer that you receive, start going into your heart and feeling. And what I'm seeing is that as you go into your heart, it still needs you're just entering into your awakening stage. And it's time to you to really start paying attention into your heart, breathing into your heart and feeling the breath swirling in your heart, running against the walls, feeling the muscle fibers of your heart expand, and start developing a relationship with your heart and tuning inward to yourself. And as you begin to tune inward to yourself and you start questioning what you should do in life, the next stages, whatever that might be, you're going to feel that in your heart. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just going to say it. So what they're showing me is that um, even though in the mind that they're showing me is that you're still young, like in your 20s type of thing. I'm 50, right? So like to me, that's young, but that's the energy that you're giving. But it's also that you're older than that, but you also have an energy of someone that's very young and light. So you're still very innocent in that way, but there's a need for you to start. There, it's not a need, but they're quite excited about, the journey that you're entering into of beginning to love yourself, because you're awakening now. You're loving yourself, and once you realize that, you're very beautiful on the outside, but really once you see how beautiful you are inside and how wonderful you really are, because you really have a lot of self-judgment and you talk negatively to yourself. Once you really see how beautiful you are on the inside, you realize the exterior self, it means nothing. The exterior self is just, this is what we look like, this is what it is. We can't change that outside of plastic surgery, but that still doesn't change that. You're still going to have to deal with who you are inside, and what's inside is someone who's very loving and beautiful and heart-centered, and they're very excited for you that you get to meet this person in you, this inner child, this inner beautiful, beautiful soul that you are now going to begin to connect with. I'm super excited for you, Becky. You're entering a very, very cool stage. I hope you stick around and do more of the emotional release stuff and learn to connect with your inner guidance and your inner self. Because each and every one of us are very much loving, beautiful beings. And as we leave that early stage of self-judgment and being so mean to ourselves, you realize that we get mad at everyone else for being mean to us, but we don't realize that we're actually the cruelest to ourselves. And once you start loving yourself and seeing how beautiful you are and seeing that beautiful soul, the world begins to open up, and you're entering into that. Yeah, super excited for you. Good. I'm glad it makes sense. Yeah. Don't be afraid to reach out, Becky. You can always reach me on Messenger or on Facebook or wherever it is, and just kind of connect out and have a chat. We're all friends here, and we have a really good community of this too that's very supportive. Like, we have a big supportive community. You're not alone, and you have a lot of friends that you can express. You're 51. Yeah. Okay. That explains it. Okay. You're young. Yeah. You are young. You're just awakening. I just had my awakening 2 years ago. Well, it was a slow progress, but yeah. Okay. You're young. They're showing me as young, but looking at yourself or portraying yourself on the outside. That's really cool. Really cool. I really would like to get to know you better, Becky, and just kind of see how alignment this is. Yeah, because it seems very, very, I don't know. I'm going to stop there. I'm coming to my lovely sister, Karen, here. Hi, Karen. 45. Okay, Karen says, I'm having a hard time with Mercury retrograde. Any help from anyone? So the first thing they're saying is, yeah, it's what's supposed to happen. But what are you doing? Because your team is around you. You're being very well supported. But there's also there's a stage of allowing that you need to enter into. You're not observing the feelings. So you're feeling fatigued, or you're feeling very heavy. Have you tuned into the feeling of heavy? So do that right now. Put your hand over your heart or that area that's feeling heavy, and tune into it and begin to breathe into it and feel it. And I'm feeling my heart, my lower side, my left side, mid back. I can feel the heaviness. Now, it could just be I've been sitting in this chair too long, because that's a problematic area. And I'm feeling grief in that. So from that fatigue, there's grief. And as I look at the grief, I'm just going to observe it. Just going to feel myself getting closer to it, like a mother does to a child that's hurt. I'm here. I love you. I'm here. You're not alone. And I feel the energy becoming a little bit lighter. Thank you. You're okay. You're safe. No one's going to hurt you. We're just looking, just observing. And a release. Yeah. And now I'm feeling that heaviness. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to draw it out. And as I put my attention to all that heavy area, I'm going to use my breath and just draw it up along my spine to my crown. And I'm going to allow the pressure to build in my crown. And then I'm going to exhale it out from my crown as I exhale it from my mouth. But my intention is to exhale it from my crown and transmute it. So my intention is wrapped around the heaviness. And I release it. And I feel that lightness. So observe it. Observe the heaviness that you're feeling. Release it. Get outside and ground. Touch the tree. Do this while you're barefoot outside, while you're grounding, connecting with the earth. Allow that flow of energy to come through, your grounding energy of the source energy that's coming through. Allow it to transmute through the body, exhale out through your feet. Let it flow through. Move yourself into a state of allowing. Get yourself quiet. Get yourself still into a meditative state. Drink lots of water. Put a little bit of pink salt in there, Himalayan salt in there, so it's mineralized. Get some juice. Go out and buy a freshly squeezed juice from a local place, or make it yourself. Start helping and assisting the body in the transmutation of moving this energy, because you're open. That's one of the downsides of being a creative, because a creative is very open and expressive. And because you're so creative and you're an artist, and as an artist, you're going to feel that energy even more. And as an empath, you're going to feel that energy more. And even though you're an artist, open empath that absorbs energy, you have to know that it's not yours, and you have to let it just flow through you and pass through. So that when, even if somebody is yelling at you and arguing, and it's not your problem, but you're listening to them argue and complain about somebody else, you're not keeping it within yourself. You're allowing it to come through, transmute, and leave. That you need to do the same thing with the energy that's coming in from the sun right now and the earth, and allow that to flow through you and transmute it as you go through this ascension energy. And you're going to continue to see this over the next 10 days as we have a buildup of ascension energy that we need to continually just allow. Don't block it. Don't fight it. Don't fight the energy. Allow it to come through. And allow that energy to pass through and flow. And that will allow the cells within the body to open up and receive the messages that's receiving through this energy, and allow the DNA to change within the physical cells to get where you need to go. Yeah. That's what I'm getting on there. Karen, I hope. Awesome. Becky, good for you. Newly out of alcohol. Good for you. Yeah. That's part of your working. I was smoking cannabis, medical cannabis, for a long time, and I didn't do it for a lot of years, but once it became legal in Canada, I started using it again. And, but it took me back to my high school self, my younger self, that I would consume a lot of cannabis. And I don't just like to do like a little bit. I like to get really, really high, and to a point I feel hungover the next day. So as I just continued with my ascension, I found that it was fogging me in receiving my messages, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I went off it, but then I went back on it. Okay, I allowed it a little bit, and then I allowed myself, I don't like this anymore, and I get off it again. So again, following that energy. So really excited for you, because this is just going to open you up, and that fog is being lifted off you. So that's probably why you're going through this. Yeah, really cool. Okay, that makes sense to me, why the message came through the way it did. Very cool. Yes, feel that love. Yes, Karen, did you do that breath? Did you feel it? Do the breath and let me know how you feel when you connect with yourself and feel the breath. Okay, 8 more. We're at the 2-hour mark. Let's see if we can get through these next 8, which I feel good. I'm energized. And I shouldn't have thought about having to go to the bathroom, because that feeling is back again. Okay, let's keep going. Hello, Harsha Namaste. Okay. Always there's an argument between me and my wife from over the past year. There's no specific reason to. Any comment on this? Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Would you come in, please? Who wants to comment? Yeah. Okay. So I have the feeling. Of your wife, and it feels like okay. So part of this is a bit of an evolutionary transition that happens with men and women as we get older. And women, they've spent their lives raising the kids, giving themselves completely, emotionally being connected to every single member of the family, cooking, cleaning, wiping bums, wiping noses. And there's a feeling of, there's a hierarchy of being lower that men have put them in that hierarchy. And culturally, that is very predominant in your culture, that there's a separation. But as we get older and our hormones change, women eventually get to a point where it's like, you know what, I've done all that. I'm not going to do it anymore. And they begin to stand up for themselves. And rightly so, they should. And because we really are equals. There's no separation between men and women. We are equals. And even though we're feeling a lot of female empowerment and women are getting their power back, you don't want to go too far with it. Because remember, we are all equals. There isn't a separation in this. We're all the same and we all deserve respect and equalness. And there's a feeling that she's entering into this transition. Now, men, on the other hand, we have a strong build of testosterone, and we at a younger age, and we feel like we have to stand up for ourselves. We need to be men because we've been told you got to be men. You got to stand up for this. You got to talk. You got to scream. You got to be loud. And where women said, no, women, you don't scream. You don't raise your voice. You be quiet. And men say, you don't cry. You walk it off. You scream and shout. So there's where the divide is, that our world has conditioned us for well, since the start of time, we've been conditioned this way, but it's not the way it is. So now she's beginning to her hormones are changing, and as her estrogenic level changes, biologically changes, she's also waking up and feeling and realizing, no, I'm going to stand up for myself. And as your testosterone is lowering a little bit, and that's typically what happens after you have kids as well. Men's testosterone reduces by about 50%. That you start having a longing, because right now, men is all about, well, I have to bring in income, I have to pay for the roof, I have the house, we need a shelter, I have to go work. And then after a while, we lose connection with our kids because we're never around the kids. And then as our testosterone lowers and you want to be around the kids have grown up now. And the kids say, well, I don't want to hang around with you. I want to go hang out with my friends. And the father has a longing and says, well, I want to hang out with you. They say, okay, well, the kids don't want to hang out with me. I want to go hang out with my wife. And the wife says, well, no, I've been here all along and you weren't here. I've raised the kids. It's time for me. I'm going to go take care of myself now. And so the women says, oh, I'm going to go do what I need to do. And that's just kind of part of our evolution. And this is where we start getting friction in the relationship. And that whole long drawn out story is where you are now, that there's that transition in relationship in our own biological self that's happening within you, that there's a need within you to know that she is going through a change, and she typically knows that you're going through a change as well. Women are much more aware than men are typically. So there's something here to realize that she's also going through this. She wants to be heard. She wants to be respected and treated like an equal. And know that when she says something to you, you're not there to fix it. You're not there to say, no, let me take care of that for you. Because that's what the role that we've been taught to do, that we're fixers. You go out, you fix it. You go get your hands dirty. You go into that mud and you fix that tire. You go do that. So it's no longer a time to fix. It's now a time to listen. And just the fact that you are here and you're opening up and you're using hearts and you're thankful, you tune into your heart more and start getting into more your compassionate side. So instead of talking and saying, move into a side of listening, allowing and receiving, and allow your wife to speak, allow her to shift, allow her to get that anger out, and understand that she needs to release this anger. Otherwise it's been trapped, not only for years, but generations. It's been trapped from a very young age. She needs to release these emotions. great sex, great tears, great laughter. And also, you also have that need when somebody needs to scream that's been told you do not have a voice. And they've been told all their lives that you do not have a voice. Now she's getting to a point where, no, I do have a voice, and it's built up so much, she needs to release it. So nurture it, allow it, and say, okay, I understand it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And how do you feel about that? Tell me more about that. Why? Oh, okay. Can you tell me more about that? It's interesting. So become curious, become interested, understand really what's happening within her, and try to understand more and be more compassionate about it, and see what happens. See what happens. You're in a really good position that you get to show the world what men really need to be, that men are not supposed to be yellers and angry, that we do have emotions. We're human beings. We're animals. And as animals and human beings that have emotions, we need to observe our emotions, which we've been told not to. When you need to cry, cry. You need to be upset. It's okay, but don't hold on to it. Let that feeling go. And we're a little bit better at letting go of certain emotions, like anger. We're a little bit better, but there's a lot of stuff that's trapped within us that we have to let go of. So that's where you're at, Harsha, and I'm excited for you that you're at this stage. I'm excited. Let me know how that goes for you, mate. Let me know. Okay, let me keep going here and coming to Veronica K. Okay, we're 2 hours. 06. 13. Franco says, there's a lot of emotions, forgetting and loneliness and sad. Ask Erik. Thank you. Okay, Erik, what do you want to say about this? Yeah. So you now have a choice, Veronica. You can go get scalar work done with Elise and Medhus, and they'll help you open up portals, close portals, release some stuff. But ultimately, you need to get started on doing the work yourself, and you need to begin to observe the emotions within you. So have you looked at this feeling of loneliness, of forgottenness, of the sadness that's in you? Do you notice where it's showing up in your body? Have you taken the time to get close to that body part? Because we have to remember, just as your children were crying and you nurtured them, your body is a collective of millions of children. Not only is there the entire body self, but there's the components within your body. There's your heart, there's your lungs, there's your stomach, there's your intestines, there's your knees, there's your hands, there's many parts. There's your skin, there's the blood, there's the oxygen that even flows into the body. So you need to spend the time of observing the emotions that are within you and see. Begin to spend some time inward, because there's the child within you that needs to be observed, and it's being very sad right now and forgotten and lonely. As you approach it, say, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm here. You're not alone. I'm here. I'm never going to abandon you. I'm always with you. I can see that you're sad. And that's okay to be sad, because I love you no matter what. And allow that energy to shift and change. And as it shifts and change, say thank you. Thank you for showing me that. Thank you for being here. No matter what, I'm always going to love you. So start talking to your body and getting in tune. And that's the entire emotional release part that you see on this channel, that I do, that I show in demonstration. And that's a big part of what I'm doing. Emotional releasing, and then creating how do you want to feel. But right now you need to observe and see what's happening with you before you start creating. I hope that resonates. Martin Shadow Moon. Such a cool name. I love it. Love that name. Very native, earthy. Love it. Okay. Martin says, question, how do you deal with abusive relatives? I use Master Jesus' way of love and turn the cheek, but the weight on the heart hurts so bad. You see them in you, and you in them. Relieve the pain. Okay. So what you're seeing actually isn't the abuse of the relatives, but it's the feeling of the abuse that you are interpreting and feeling within yourself. It's the response of the abuse that you are feeling and having anxiety with. So rather than turning away from that abuse, turn inward and observe the abuse, and observe the abuse not from them, that's within you, and what's being triggered. What is the feeling? How does it show up in your body? This is where the idea is. Now, eventually, you raise your vibrations and change to a point that you do not no longer need those relatives, where you begin to observe them in your mind and you smile and see them turning away with love and grace and walking away from you, and you walking away from them. But at this point, you need to observe not the abuse that's coming to you, but the reaction of the body of interpreting the abuse, of thinking that it's coming from them, but really it's your own body and interpretation that is feeling that and interpreting it as abuse. So this is where you need to look into, observe first before you let go. And that's how you deal with it. Don't deal with them. This has nothing to do with them. This has everything to do with you. So you need to go inward and observe what's happening within you. That's it. That's it. And only then, once you release within yourself, can you get into a state of forgiveness, of forgiving others. Until you forgive yourself and let go within yourself, can you then look into others. And that was part of the spiritual journey with Master Jesus. He had to let go of himself first. Yeah, that was a great question, Martin. I'm just going to make note of it. Relatives. Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you asking that question. Okay, I'm coming to Donna. I'm hanging in here because I really got to go to the bathroom. 2:11:41, but I can hold it. I just had to set that intention. Bladder is strong. I can hold it. I am holding it. Yes, vitality, strength, energy. Lovely. Okay. Donna. Hello, Donna. A friend of mine has a mass discovered on his esophagus that's pushing to the left. What can I do to dissipate this and heal? Okay, I'm an aromatherapist and a massage therapist. Awesome. Okay. What can Donna do for her friend? Okay, so ultimately, it's your friend that needs to do the releasing, but you'll be able to aid that in relieving the channels and opening up the channels in the body so that the energy can flow a little bit more freely through your aromatherapy and your massage. And as you tune into the oils that you need, because you're already open and you know which oils to use, that you'll vibrationally, and you're vibrationally connected to this being, so you'll be able to pick the right oils for them to open them up via vibrationally. But there's a shift for them as well, that they need to go into this mass. They need to observe the mass and the emotions that are within there and begin to release that. And as you are doing your massage, and I'm seeing you entering in from the back of the neck and working on the back and moving the flow from the head down towards the heart, and using the attention to go out through the feet, and feeling, using your attention of loving energy entering in, clean white energy flowing through the body as you pass it through with your hands, and you move it through with the techniques that you know, and allow it to pass through the body and out through the feet to be transmuted, and move in that direction as you move that. Or you bring it all together from the top down, the bottom up, in through the heart, and allowing the heart, but it needs to be transmuted. So then you have to bring it up energetically, either up through the crown and release it, and down. Now you can support them through this energetically, but ultimately they need to go into the area within the body in order to release it. They need to observe the emotions that are there, that are necessary to relieve the thoughts of speech and digestion. It's like, okay, so they're giving me this analogy. Eric's giving me this analogy. You've been force fed to eat shit your entire life, and you no longer want to eat shit. Now we're talking about people putting their opinions and thoughts on you and then being forced for you to think that way and take it. And you're taking it and taking it and taking it. And it's just, and you're not using your voice. So now you're being forced to eat something, which is the digestion along the esophagus. But now you can't even speak your truth and get it out because it's just building up as a mass in the esophagus that's showing up. So there's that is what I'm feeling on here, Donna. There's that I'm feeling. Well, that's a start for you. There's a need for them to start looking at their emotions. Yeah, I feel that they're a kind soul, energetic soul, and there's an opening for them, but there's a need for them to let go. Yeah, I hope that resonates for you. Okay. Hey, White Rabbit. I'll see. I really got to get to the bathroom. I might need to. Okay, so Earth Angel, Robinette, I'm passing you because I see that you had a different question. But let me do. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I really got to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to just try to get to Veronica here. 2:16. 16. Okay. Maybe I should post it up first. And try again and update that timestamp to 16:26. Okay, so Veronica says, "Hi, Con, everyone. I hope not too late for a message. I'd love a message for my team." Okay. Team, would you come through, please? What's the message for Veronica? What does she need to hear right now? I'm feeling heaviness on you, Veronica, like just stagnant energy. It's like books or a heavy blanket is just being thrown on top of me. I feel just so weighted down. And it feels like you're feeling the weight of family obligation. And the family it has expectations of you, and you've set expectations on yourself, but you're thinking that, I have to do this because I'm the mother. I always did this. I have to do this. But it's like, well, you're just setting these expectations on yourself. So all the stuff that's coming to you and the demands that you're getting from your family and the expectations from you, and then you're putting it on yourself. Say, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is my job. It doesn't have to be that way. Those that are around you are grown up and they don't need to feel this way. They don't need to, have you solve your problems for them. Have you solve their problems for them, whether it's food or laundry, cleaning up. That's not your job. Your job wasn't brought on this earth to take care of them. You've raised them. You've given them all the things that they need to do to take care of themselves. And now here's the last thing that they're hoping to get away with in using you because you have such a big heart that you're going to do their laundry, you're going to cook their meals, you're going to do these things. Well, you need to let go of that a little bit. There's time for you to take time for yourself and to walk away. So if you needed to walk away for yourself or just take a break, it's okay. It doesn't mean that you have to never cook them dinner again. But it is time for you to allow them to grow up and start cooking meals for themselves, because that's also part of what you need to do. It's teach them how to take care of themselves, and don't rely on their partners to take care of them. They need to be self-sufficient. Remember, there's all about balance and being equal and being self-sufficient. So know that you can take a break too and start taking care of yourself. There's a need for that. So remember to look at yourself as well. I hope that resonates. Yeah, that's really cool. You're welcome, Luz. Thank you, Robinette. Yeah, thanks, Rob Rabbit. I should. Hey, Veronica. You're welcome, Donna. Okay, I hope that resonates. I'm coming to JC now. JC 1947. Okay, JC says, "Could I message for my guides?" Okay. Judy would like a message. Someone come in. Someone come in, please. Come in closer. Erik, would you be a translator on this, please? What does Judy need to hear right now for her greatest good? I get the feeling you as well, you're not taking care of yourself. That you're not loving yourself internally. That when you look in the mirror, you're looking at your face and your skin, you're looking at how much it changes. You're brushing your arm and saying, well, nice skin, look at that, look what it's doing there. There's a need for you to look in the mirror and start beginning to love yourself, start caring about yourself. You as well has been hard on yourself. You as well have been the kindest to this body and soul that so needs loving, caring. It deserves the respect as you've taken care of it and it's taken care of you, but you have really neglected it. And there's a need for you to go deeper into the body and begin to love it, connect with it. There's a separation between you and your body, and think it's separate, but that's not so. You really are one, but the body and the mind is a tool to help you on this planet, but it's not who you are. You need to tap into that part and bring that loving self back into the body. It's really cryptic in general. I'll be more specific on any of this. Like, she knows what to do. She's got to look into herself. Start loving, stop caring, be more aware of it. And that's the message of what we need to pass on right now. She needs to be aware. And that awareness sparks the next stage. So be aware, loving yourself. That's what you need. Okay, so let me come to White Rabbit. White Rabbit. 22237. Okay, should I resign from my current job? I don't feel like it's meant for me. You're like, why are you asking him? We've given you the answer. It's like from your heart. So they're telling you, you know the feeling and answer of what it is. You know, what you could do is maybe start looking and putting your energy towards getting a new job before you let go of this job. But if you need to let this job go, let it go. But maybe start looking for a different job that's more in alignment of who you are. Thank you. More so that the message that they want to get through and why you've come here today is to test your alignment. And they want you more to get into your heart, feeling, breathing in your heart, loving in your heart, and ask these questions yourself. Start tuning into your heart and ask, because you're very much in your head as you think about it and you get angry and I hate this and I hate them and I hate the way they talk to me and how I feel different. I don't want it. I don't want to do that anymore. And all that is very valid as well. It is valid the way that you're thinking, but also notice to try to work on setting that aside, get into your heart and see, how do I really feel about this job? Is this job really right for me? And feel in your heart, would I benefit from a new job? What kind of job would that be? And ask those questions to yourself in your quiet moments. And that's the questions that you're asking into the quantum field. You need to be in that state in order to receive it. So yes, it feels like it's not in vibrational alignment for you, but the message more is that you need to tune into yourself and ask those questions and feel it, because you're at that stage where you need to start questioning these things yourself, and not asking for either, not relying on your mind and body. Get into your heart, ask the question from your heart. But in order to do that, you have to spend time in your heart. So that's where you are, White Rabbit. Thanks for asking that question. Veronica says, yes, I feel tired. Nothing is done here, and I'm not home. You're right. Sometimes I feel bad if I don't do breakfast, for example. I'll start taking care of myself. Much love and blessings. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. You deserve it. You deserve it. Okay. So Earth Angel, I'm coming back to you now. And let me just kind of create a little bit of space here as the sheet I'm on with all the timestamps is completely filled up. So 2/25/17. I'm on the last two now for Earth Angel and Robinette. Okay, so Earth Angel says, may I change my question? The perpetrator who sexually abused my daughter is working in a field in front of my home, and I need help. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, you're not going to want to hear this. But this was a bit of a contractual agreement that was meant to happen prior to. And unfortunately, or fortunately, the way that we see it is that the majority of women who come to here, pretty much every single woman has been assaulted in one way or another. And men with their high testosterone has been very oogly-eyed, or they kind of gaze on women as prey. And this is really just the function of the physical manifestations that you take in this world, is to be on either side of these, hunter, huntress, being the hunted. Because some women come as strong women, and they have come in with to be the hunter or the huntress. So in this case, this was a contractual agreement that was agreed upon beforehand, that this person would do this to your daughter in order for her to awaken and see within herself. This would have put her on another path, but now she has seen this. I don't think this is what they want to hear. It doesn't matter whether they want to hear this or not. This is what they do need to hear. That not everything that happens in this world is meant to be crime and punishment. Now, for those that come in this world and they do things because there is free will and choice, for those that do these mistakes, do these things that they shouldn't have done, they will have to deal with those in their own demons. But again, in our eyes, we see this as a positive, that they get to work on the opposite side of this. Sometimes we need to be the predator, and sometimes we need to be the hunter or the huntress, the huntee. We need to play both roles and experience life on both sides. And sometimes we need to do this against each other. So what you see in the world as bad, we see it as good. It is, everything is there for a reason. It's all meant to happen. And as much as you feel that this message isn't in alignment, we know that this is what had to happen and must happen. And the lessons that have been set out in course afterwards, that have been set in motion with the specific person. So this person will have their own demons to deal with, but they also will have to deal with the guilt that they did this. And that is part of their lesson, that they need to deal with the guilt and humiliation and the treacherous life that they get to experience now by doing the act that they did. So this goes in both. So one said, yes, I'll the person that receives, and I'll be the person that does. And each of them have taken a role in this. Because in the previous lifetime, your daughter was actually the hunter, and this person was the huntee. And this is an exchange that they're having. Unfortunately, well, this is part of the realm of what we have on this earth, and it's part of the lessons. This might not be what you want to hear, but it is what is happening, and this is our truth. Go into your heart, Earth Angel. Have your daughter go into her heart, and see and feel. I don't really want to pass that message on, but it is what it is. It's really crappy when guys, including myself, I've done things that has racked me with guilt, but it's also part of my life lesson. Yeah, and I learned from it. So, okay, here we go. Robinette 229. I read that as of Good Friday, the U.S. has successfully shifted to a higher dimension. Yeah, awesome. Great question. Yeah, you're seeing this. It's not just the U.S. It's the entire world. The narrative has shifted, and there's no way that this can change. We are now the train cannot stop now. This is well on its way. That the whole narrative is beginning to crumble. All the negativity, all the things that we've known for a very long time now is coming down. And for those who have not awoken, those who have not aligned themselves to the other energy, they're either leaving this world. So you're going to see a lot of deaths happening because they're not ready for this next stage of awakening. They're not meant to be here. So you're going to see a lot of mass deaths coming through. Outside of the deaths, you're also going to see a lot of the narratives that we thought was true, that we've held into for generations now, is going to be crumbling apart. That which we trusted so much is going to be crumbling apart. Those that we put our trust into is going to be crumbling apart. So the world is very much shifting. But again, when things shift, it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to fight and resist it? Or do you want to say, yes, it's coming. Let me just allow that energy to come into you and be part of the change. And this is the change that's happening within your world right now. You're either allowing the change to happen or you're resisting the change. Just like this ascension energy that's coming through, you can resist it and fight it, or allow it to come through you and transmute through your body. And this is the energy and the state that we all need to move into on this planet, is into a state of allowing and understanding and observing. Note that this is not happening to you. This is happening for you. And this is all part of the Great Awakening. Change needs to happen. The walls need to crumble before we actually begin to allow what needs to come in. And what's going to be coming in is a much more heart-centered, much loving world. And many of you will not be ready for this. It'll be a great shock, and you'll be taking your lives, what you call lives, but you'll just be coming home to get yourself prepared. And you will be continuing to experience this lifetime for another 1,000 years. And that is okay. That is okay, because there is no time. There is no time limit. There is no wait. It is all part of your awakening. So you're going to see great changes and great experiences. To what those might be specifically, you're starting to see that come out in your news, such as the elections, what was supposed to happen with the one you call Trump. It's coming through. The narrative of Disney being wholesome and loving is actually not so wholesome and loving. The ones in Hollywood that you said were so amazing and great, and who you mirrored yourself to, you realize that they're very devious and nefarious in the way in what they do. There is good and bad. It's not to say that all these beings and all these planes are bad, but much of them had to play a role, because in an all-knowing sense, or all-knowing being, we knew all this, we saw all this, and we allowed this to happen in order for you to learn the lessons that you need to, and in order to have the spiritual growth you all needed to as well. Wow. Very cool. Thank you for asking that question. Cool. Yeah. Martin says, weird. I had the same feeling, but more simple. The guy's a creep, but it was a mutual contract. Cool. All right. That's good. Thanks for the validation on there, Martin. That's good to kind of get other energies tuning into it and feeling it. Because again, this is really just a practice. So with that, I'm going to go relieve myself now. So thank you again for being a part of Channeling Erik and receiving this Archangel Guidance, and just the ability of asking any question that you may have. Being an intuitive empath, this is a practice for me that I'm using it to become more in tune with my body in order to heal the body of MS and degenerative disc disease. And it's why I provide this channeled guidance, because that's what Erik told me to do. And that's what I'm doing. So thank you for being a part of another Channeling Erik Archangel Guidance, and being part of these live readings and contributing your energy. I'll be back again next Friday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Please come back again, contribute your energy. If you found this was helpful, give a like, share it, and get the message out there. And if not, that's okay too. Everyone, have yourself a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Much love, everybody. Bye.